Hey guys, Mike Bear here of DNA Survival. Like I told you when I introduced Cody and myself are going to start bringing our school more into this and hopefully start being able to get more people interested in their school, more interested in survival, more interested in preparedness, and start teaching, hands-on hopefully. But like I said, Mike Bear here of DNA Survival. I'm going to continue on my preparedness type model and probably from a few more videos hopefully, but today I came to talk about alternative light sources. Like I said in my EDC bug out bag video, I hate not being able to see, but that's just me. Before I get into the video, I just found out something last night when Cody brought me home. For some odd reason, we ended up getting his keys locked in the car, which was a few hours worth of fun, more or less. We ended up not being able to get him out ourselves, and we had to call a tow company, which, where this is going is the tow company came here and they used a certain kind of kit that Cody and I started talking about and asking the tow truck driver about, and we found out that apparently, unless you're certified tow truck driver in some areas, certified in being a taxi cab driver, you are not allowed to have this kit on you because it is considered criminal, some kind of like criminal possession of criminal tools or some shit like that, because you can basically break into a car and steal it, for lack of better terms. I disagree with this. I'm going to look into the laws. I'm still going to look into the law when towards the end of my videos on preparedness, when I talk about how you're supposed to leave and everything if the government says you gotta leave your area, and if you don't, it's a felony. I'm going to still look up that law for you guys, but I'm also going to look up this law because I think it's kind of bullcrap. People like me that do preparedness, people like Cody that do preparedness, I think I should have the right to carry. I mean, I'm going to end up investing in some of it anyways if they can ship it here to New York. If they can't, well, I guess I'm not going to. But I'm looking into like bump keys and things of that nature, which are easy enough to make, but I'd rather have something that is factory made and I can trust more than crafting things myself. But anyways, sorry for the little rant. I just thought it was kind of bullshit and kind of interesting last night when talking to the tow truck driver. Into lighting, I mean, standard flashlight, everybody knows pretty much about it. Being prepared, what lighting, always have extra batteries. We do have extra batteries around the house, I mean, everywhere. But, your simple, this is just one button, tactical style flashlight, 9 LED bulb. It takes 3 AAAs. We probably have close to 20 AAA batteries around here. Most of them are in packages. Some we get a 4-pack and this one takes 3. Sometimes I just take the one battery, throw it in the drawer. So I mean, it's still a good battery. It's still basically brand new. But on batteries, real quick, lithium batteries are probably the best. I know I talk about that. Like you guys know by now, I'm disabled. I don't have a lot of money to go out and buy a shit ton of lithium batteries, so I buy the cheap, no-name, store brand name batteries. But I have these around. I have little flashlights in multiple kits, and this is one I showed before because it's just out and about at the house and easy just to pick up. I take it sometimes out when I take the dogs out, like I said, you guys can tell. I'm not even shining it at the thing because it's extremely bright. I don't want to blind anybody, but extra lights, extra batteries. Tell you guys how long ago I've been into this. This was a gift my parents gave me way back when I was young. My mom used to smoke marbles, and that's all she would smoke. Thank God now she actually vapes, and she doesn't really smoke anymore. Unfortunately, I have a tendency to smoke every once in a while. But this year she got me, along with a multi-tool knife that holds a lighter in it, but I don't know where that is at the moment. I broke the compass off of it. But what I like about this, I mean, you can't really use, it's got a volume control, AM, FM finder. This little yellow button here is to switch from AM to FM. I mean, there we go, got it. That's AM. that's FM. Then you got your on-off switch. I love this thing. I think I had 3 or 4 of them at one point. I suggest having, I mean, they still got ones about like this and stuff. This is just probably got this when I was like 5, 6. You know, like I said, I've been loving outdoors and stuff since I was a baby. Grew up on a dairy farm, Harry. But I mean, you could tell it's old-fashioned. Well, there we go. I don't know if you can read that right there, but it says torch, which is kind of probably made over in the UK or whatever. But I mean, it's a little 4AA battery system. There's 4 of them in there, like I said. It just shows 2, but they go up higher. Little twist cap, very easy. It's back on already, but it's pretty bright, especially at night when it's no light or whatever. What I like about this is, besides the radio function, which I said no longer works, it has an emergency beacon, which I used to have this in my car, and I think that's why it no longer works. But if you don't have the light on, see, the light's not on, when you pull it, it just automatically flashes. I've actually put this on a car before when I've had a blown tire, and shockingly enough, it's quite bright. And then if you turn around, I don't want to keep blinding everybody, but turn around, you push it up, it's a solid beam. Have it off, flashes, on, solid. Pretty nice flashlight. When this thing finally stops working, I might cry, because I've had this in so many things. And there's also a low speaker. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear. It's just static, but like I said, it no longer works. But again, flashlight I've had forever. But now onto what I consider less conventional type lighting. One of them is a vintage style lighting, which I'll talk about that last. But a lot of people, when things happen, so I just grabbed my next item. A lot of people, when things happen, turn around and they use candles. I am not against using candles. I have used candles more than a few times when power's gone out. The advantages of having candles is, yes, even though there's a little tiny flame, that little tiny flame is also throwing off a little bit of heat. Fire produces heat. Everybody knows this, hopefully. But anyways, what I like to use is a little battery-operated, almost like a tiki style light, a little tea candle, I guess would be the better pronunciation, is tea candle. But I mean, these are actually quite bright, and also after you leave them on a little while, they start to flash. It's flashing a little bit, I don't know if you guys can tell. But what I'm doing with these, I'll just put it in front of me, you can still see the glare. I'm looking into, I just learned how to do this. You take a picture, print it out, make sure it's the same size as this, and then you can put it face down on tape, like actually put, like if this is the picture side, take the tape, put it on, take water, you rinse it off, basically the paper, and then the ink stays on the tape, and then you can take the tape, put it on there, then you take a tea light, I keep wanting to say tiki, I'll go and get in that in a minute. You take and drop that in there. And it doesn't show on TV, on here, but it actually lights up the glass, and then the glass helps, light up more. You can see at the angles of my hand, there's the top of it, you can see it going in my hand. But these I'm going to use, like I said, I want to buy a piece of land later on down the line, and I don't really plan on having too much in the way of electricity, so I'm going to be using a lot of battery stuff and things of that nature. But maybe later on, after I do a picture on here, I will show it. Moving on, these here are called Instabulbs. I like these things. I actually had this one hanging up in my bedroom, but they have a piece here you can take it off, and it's basically like a glue. You can stick it on. 2 spots for nails. This little hole here is for a 12-volt DC, which is direct current application. It takes 4 AA's, but there's a little tiny bulb inside. That's this little thing here is the bulb. It's really not that big. I think I can get them. If not, I can order them. I want to order probably a couple dozen. But, it's just nice to have. And it really won't do it justice. It's a pull string, just like the old ones. But it is extremely bright, and when it's dark, it lights up good. I bought 2 of these. It was a 2-pack when I bought them. I think for about under $15 at Kenny's Drugs. But I was going to build a trailer, or a moving trailer, or a camper, and I was going to use those for my lighting. But ended up not doing it. And my last thing I want to talk about, of course, there is so many different lights, so many different ways to keep things alight, is the old style kerosene lamps. I use kerosene lamps frequently when I was at my parents'. I use kerosons frequently when I was at my parents' if power went out. But I mean, they're really not hard to use. I'll do a quick demonstration. They burn really bright. You can get the flameless or the smokeless application for it. This is the one I have here. I have a couple more at my parents', and they have a few. And I mean, you could tell it brightened up quite a bit. But only thing with these is, ooh, it's getting warm already. They do throw off heat, which I like, especially if I build my cabin. I'm going to just turn this off because I don't want the thing getting too quick. And put the wick back down. Again, if you decide to use these, you're going to have to know the proper way to lighting them and extinguishing them, so that way you don't catch anything on fire. But yeah, basically what I'm using in this kerosene lamp is kerosene that when I had to bleed my parents' furnace, of course you get a little bit every time. You have to bleed it, so you're actually getting fluid out of it. I keep that in jars, usually mason jars, and then I just fill up this on it. Kerosene is probably I like kerosene. It's very well diverse. Number 3 fuel oil you can use as diesel oil. If you didn't know that, you do now. But I don't use the clean burning, whatever. But if you do use these, same thing with kerosons. Open the window up a little bit. It does emit some fumes. You're not supposed to have them in closed areas. I do because I know what I'm doing. And I mean, just that little bit. I mean, I can smell kerosene now pretty. I mean, it's on my hands too a little bit, but I can smell it pretty good. But I mean, like I said, I like to be able to see. I like things that emit flames. I want to live in a wooden cabin, so it's kind of funny. Everybody's going, "Oh my God, you're going to burn!" No, I'm not. I know what I'm doing, and if I do, well, I fucked up, and well, that's what I get. But I mean, I like things that emit a little bit of flame. I'm gonna have probably 5 or 6 of these, at least 6, probably around my house, like around my cabin. I'm gonna get a shade. The vintage ones have a shade. You can hang them on the wall, and then you can move the shade in the direction to produce more light in a specific area. I'll have some kerosene for. I'll talk about that later. I'll probably have to do it at my parents' because I do not have a kerosene here. Well, I will talk about heating elements and things to keep you warm if power goes out, storms, whatever. But like I said, these are all alternative solutions. My dog's being dumb. They're both being idiots. One's rolling on the ground, the other one's biting her, and they're growling a little bit. I don't know if you can hear. Sorry, I'm playing with my Zippo. I do that a lot. My fiance hits me because I play with it. Click. All you hear is next thing you know, you hear smack. Cut it out, Michael. But just be smart if you use these. And like I said, please, if you turn off your gas, your electric, or whatever, if you turn off your utilities to your house, please have somebody that knows what they're doing turn them back on. Make sure to check for damage, and I will definitely be back again. I'm going to try a little slogan. You guys let me know if you like. Or no, I'm not going to try that today. But Mike Aber here with DNA Survival. Well, I'll do the slogan. I'm gonna work on it, but just remember, it's your responsibility to be prepared, because being prepared is your right. Surviving, it's what you need to do. So, Mike Aber here, DNA Survival. We will be back. Have a great night.